Hello everybody, I'm Melissa Fassel Dunn and welcome to Broad Appeal, a show about boss women and queen bees who are writing and living by their own rules. Today we're speaking with Lauren Barone, and Lauren lives right here in Milton, and she owns the Season Palette. So, welcome Lauren. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Melissa.
So, like a lot of the women that we feature on our show, you started in something completely different. It was not in cooking.
I did.
And what was it?
Well, I majored in biology in college, and after school I moved to Boston, and I got a job at Children's Hospital, and I worked there for 8 years, I believe, doing research.
So you gave it the old college try for sure.
I gave it the old college try. I thought I had wanted to go to medical school, and I enjoyed doing research. I met a lot of really amazingly smart people, and I learned that although I found it interesting to do the research, I didn't love it enough.
Yeah.
You really have to love it to do that kind of work.
Yeah, that's intense work.
Yeah.
And what was it? I know you managed a few labs, right?
Yeah. The last several years there, I managed a very busy Howard Hughes lab.
Okay, and what was
we were doing hematology oncology research.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you just reached a point where you realized?
I just realized, this really isn't what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Right. It's so funny how sometimes we forget what we really love, and we realize at a later time what we want to do when we grow up. Right?
Well, exactly.
So all right. So this is like a big jump, right? You go from hematology oncology lab to culinary work. How did you start? How did you begin with the culinary work?
Well, I mean, I always cooked from the time I was a kid. Mm-hmm. My parents, my grandparents, I was always in the kitchen with my grandparents. So I cooked a lot as a kid. I always loved cooking. I always loved eating. I was fascinated by Julia Child. I watched The French Chef incessantly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I loved her, even as a kid. She was just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was always in the background. I mean, but it was always more of a hobby. And I'd run into a friend who had done the culinary program at BU. Mm-hmm. And, the more I talked to her, the more I was fascinated about this program. And so I looked into it, I applied, and I decided to leave Children's and jump.
And how long did that program take you?
That was a 6-month program.
Okay, so not horribly upsetting.
No.
And so after that, then what? Then what happened?
Well, after BU, I did some food writing. I worked as a personal chef for several years.
Like a household?
I had a couple of really good clients in Beacon Hill.
Yeah.
So it's funny, we were living in Jamaica Plain, and our landlord was a hairdresser on Newberry Street, and he fixed me up with a bunch of his clients.
That's so
fun. I know. And I cooked for these really, really wonderful people who became like family. And so I was a personal chef for several years, and I started working for different caterers in Boston.
Right.
And I learned the trade. I basically was a sponge and kept my eyes and ears open and really learned how the catering business was done from front of the house to back. And after a while, I thought, I could do this. Do this. Yeah. And I could do it a little bit, better in my own way on a smaller scale. And so I started my business.
So what types of things did you have to learn? So, you had to learn when you went to the Culinary Institute. What was that mainly just focused on food, or did they also teach you sort of the business side of things?
No, that was really more the cooking end
The cooking
of it.
itself.
Yeah, it was traditional French cooking, from soup to nuts, really.
And you got to meet Julia Child when you were there, didn't you?
I did.
Hero.
My hero. I know. She and Jacques Pepin were involved with starting the program. So that was absolutely thrilling.
An incredible highlight, right?
Incredible highlight, yeah. And Jacques Pepin as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he came in for a week and cooked with us. And Amazing. And just an amazing cook, an amazing man, and just his knife skills I mean, everything, he's just like this little walking encyclopedia for
Right.
cooking, yeah.
He knows it all.
He knows it all.
Is there anything specific that he taught you that you're like, you just use every day now, or, you know, that really stuck, or was it just the whole?
You know, I can roast a perfect chicken because of Jacques Pepin. I will say that's the thing I came away with the most. Now, he had this little trick he used to do. The man has the most amazing knife skills you would ever see, like of a samurai. And he could debone a whole chicken, in about 3 minutes.
That's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
That would, I think, take me 3 hours.
I know. And
actually, I'd never do it.
Like he taught us how to do it, and I don't even think I could remember now how to do it. But we all struggled with it. It was just, you know.
Yeah, because he's truly the master.
Because he's truly a master, yeah. Yeah.
So what are some tricks to, I mean, aside from deboning it in 3 minutes, what are some tricks to roasting the perfect chicken?
So the trick to roasting the perfect chicken is to do it at a very high temperature.
For a shorter period of time?
For a shorter period of time.
So it doesn't dry out? Is that it?
Yeah. Well, with any meat,
yeah,
the trick to doing it is doing it at a high temperature. So, you know, you coat your chicken with oil and your herbs and whatnot. And when you stick it in at a high temp, it seals in, it caramelizes the skin. The flavor, and all the moisture is
now I know.
Inside.
I've had your chicken. It's stupendous. So now I know the trick. Now I don't have to have you make chicken for me. I'm just kidding. That's fantastic. Thank you for letting us know.
I tell you.
So let me see. We just skipped way ahead in my notes.
It's okay.
All right. So we've got the chicken. We know the trick now. What is your all-time favorite thing to cook? Do you have an all-time favorite thing to cook?
Oh, God. You know, my go-to would probably be pasta, just comfort food.
Yeah.
You know, spaghetti alla olio, which is this ridiculously simple Italian dish that my grandparents used to make all the time. And it's almost like an Italian version to me of, you know, macaroni and cheese. I mean, although it's oil-based, there's no cream in it, but it's just a comfort food.
Yeah.
And it's got like 3 ingredients, and that's it.
And everybody loves pasta. Is it olive oil? Is it garlic?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Lots of garlic. Oh, yeah.
Is it ever?
Garlic, olive oil, a little anchovy, and a lot of grated cheese on top.
Nice.
And parsley.
They do love their anchovies over in Italy.
Oh, yeah.
Huge favorite.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the secret to good food?
Good ingredients. Fresh, good ingredients. And quality ingredients, when I say that.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I'm shopping for chicken, what am I looking for?
You would be looking for, I have a preference for Bell & Evans chicken.
Okay.
For natural chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So natural meaning like free range, that sort of thing?
Free range and or organic.
Right.
Bell & Evans makes, they do a chicken that is free range. It's not organic. I mean, they do have an organic chicken, which is even better, more expensive.
Right.
But their chicken is not corn-fed. It's not yellow. And
you can see the difference in the package.
You can see the
it's pink.
difference, exactly.
Yeah.
And there are no antibiotics given to their chickens.
Okay, so we want
antibiotic-free.
Hopefully corn-free as well, if we can possibly manage it, and organic if we
exactly
if we're super.
Yeah, and beef as well.
Beef as well.
Yeah.
Do you do usually grass-fed type beef? Is that what you prefer, or not really?
I try and get grass-fed if I can. I usually get all my beef at Whole Foods.
Yeah. And grass-fed it's interesting when you first start eating it, right? It has a different sort of
It's got a different flavor. It's much leaner.
Yeah.
And it's an acquired taste in a way because, you know, Americans are used to marbleized meat with lots of fat. And the fat does give meat flavor.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
I know certain members of my household don't like it when I get the grass-fed burgers because they're just not...
They're lean. They're very lean.
They're good, though.
Yeah.
They're good.
And there's definitely a bit of a different flavor. Yeah.
So in terms of like vegetables and fruit, what about that? What do you look for?
Well, I'll give an example for Milton. I think the Fruit Center has the best produce of anywhere. And I think that their produce surpasses Whole Foods, definitely. I go there every day, and Every day. I know.
So you have like some sort of frequent flyer card.
I should. I feel like, I know. It's sort of like, hey, Norm.
Exactly.
Because I go to the gym, I go to the fruit center. So I'm one of those weird people who's on this European schedule. I shop every single day. Like I usually don't shop in advance.
But that's how you get your fresh food. Your super fresh food, right?
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with shopping a big shop at all. That's not what I'm saying, and I'm no better because I shop every day. It's just that's my schedule, and that's the way I roll.
Yeah. So you love the fruit center's fruit.
Yeah. They have great vegetables.
They do.
So as far as my rule for vegetables, I go organic with all root vegetables. So anything that grows in the ground, potatoes, carrots, beets, anything like that.
And why is that? Why particularly root vegetables?
Because when your vegetables are growing in the ground, they're absorbing the pesticides. When you're eating anything that grows above the ground, like leaf vegetables or whatnot, they're sprayed with pesticides. And yeah, there's a little residual in the roots and whatnot, but you can wash off
most of it. Do you wash your vegetables with those special washes?
I don't. I used to, but now I'm lazy and I don't.
I don't know if it's laziness. It's just a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot to remember.
It's a lot to remember, and it's a lot of work. Yeah.
Okay, so this is good to know, and it does make sense that if they're underground, they would absorb pretty much everything.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good
Michael
tip.
Pollan has a really good book, and I cannot remember the name of it. He's only written a couple of books, and he wrote one book about potatoes, apples, and there was something else specific. And you really get a sense of, why it's really
important.
It's so important, yeah.
And that's so funny because I feel like societally we're more likely to buy the organic stuff that's above the ground. The salad, the spinach, the fruit, that sort of thing. So but when you really stop and think.
But when you stop and think, and after reading Michael Pollan's book, there was a section in it where he talked about potato growers out west in Idaho, in Washington. They sprayed their fields with this most hideous pesticide that after spraying their fields, it didn't matter if there was a tornado, a volcano, any natural disaster, they would not step foot in their fields for a period until after it was safe, because this stuff would soak into the land.
That's terrifying. I am never buying non-organic potatoes ever again.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, thank you for that tip. That's good to know. Yeah. So you do the catering thing, which is awesome. And are you doing anything else, like another on the side thing? Are you doing labs on the side or any other sort of events?
I teach cooking lessons every once and again at the COA.
The Council on Aging. Right here in really Milton.
Yep.
And how often do you do that?
I've just did my second cooking lesson last week. So
how'd it go?
It went great.
Yeah.
It went great. Really fun group. So I'm hoping to do that more often, maybe once a month.
Once a month cooking. So that's something we can look forward to,
perhaps? Yeah, and hopefully I'm hopefully in the fall I'm thinking of maybe doing it for, everybody, younger crowd.
Yeah, I think that would be really fun. Yeah. I don't think there's a ton of that here.
There isn't. No.
There's a need.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
What types of things do you think you might have people, teach people, have people make?
I think, like how to make a pie crust, how to make a quiche crust, basic things like that.
Things that translate.
Yeah, things that translate into everyday dinner.
Yeah.
But also maybe how to do a dinner party, how to do a small dinner party.
Without killing yourself.
How to clean a tenderloin, how to roast a tenderloin,
Those are all really good skills to have, too.
Yeah,
I just
they are.
rely on other people to do it personally, so it would be nice, I suppose.
It's not everybody's thing. Yeah.
No, it's not, but it would be.
But a lot of people have are afraid to do it because, it is daunting.
It's intimidating.
It's intimidating, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's absolutely intimidating. And you don't want to mess it up because you pay a lot of money for this expensive piece of meat.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. So,
all right. Yeah. So If people, well, let's just back up one second. If I wanted to book an event with you, what would be the process? What would it be like? Say I wanted to have a business event. How would we start? How would we walk me through how that would work?
So we would start by your telling me your vision for the food, your vision for the event, what you had in mind. And sometimes people have no vision at all, and that's okay. But
you could offer some vision.
And I could offer some vision. But at the get-go, I like to find out what my client's interested in. You know, what kind of food they like, what kind of food they don't like. And so then we go from there. And if they had any specifics, then I create a menu. If they don't have a specifics, I create a menu anyway. And I give lots of options.
Right.
And we discuss all the minutia of, do you need rentals? Are you doing disposables? Or et cetera, et cetera.
And so you do the meals, and you also offer cocktail service as well, right? Yeah. So which is an added bonus for people who don't want to deal with the food or the cocktail situation.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so helpful.
Absolutely. So I don't have a liquor license, but I subcontract for bartending companies who do.
Wonderful.
So if you have, if you're having an event at your house and you don't want the liability, and you're having a large crowd and they will be drinking, then that's a safe way to go.
Which is really good to know, because I feel like that's something we don't always think of.
Yes.
So it's nice that you're thinking of it for us.
Yes.
So thank you. And so how could people get in touch? So say, our viewers might be wanting to book your service for, some special event coming up. How would they get in touch with you?
Well, I have a website.
Wonderful.
And I have a phone.
Even better.
Even better. So they can go on www.seasonedpalate.com and find me. And I have a Facebook page. And so, there are lots of ways.
And so if we followed your Facebook page too, we could probably learn about your cooking events if they're going to happen.
Yeah. I'm pretty lazy. I need to be a little bit more active on that. I haven't really updated recipes and whatnot. And
we might have to hold you to it then.
I know. I know.
Hey everybody, today we are going to make a rum punch, which is one of my favorites. So what you can do here, this is a little bit more complicated than some of our drinks. We have 5 ingredients, but what you can do with this is make a larger quantity. So if you want to make a pitcher for a party or, for yourself, this works out really well. So we have a dark rum, a coconut rum, pineapple juice, orange juice, and lime juice. So these first 4, the dark rum, the coconut rum, the pineapple juice, and the orange juice, it's about 1 ounce or 1 part. And then the lime juice, you're only going to want about 1/2 ounce or 1/2 part because it's super tart. So all we're going to do is add our ingredients. This is the 1 ounce of the dark rum, 1 ounce of the coconut rum for that tropical feel, 1 ounce of the pineapple juice, 1 ounce of the orange juice, and 1/2 ounce of the lime juice. So it already smells super good. So we are going to put the lid on, except I don't have the top. So I'm going to get the top, which is right here. And we're going to give this a nice shake. All right, see how frosty this is? So I'm going to take this off, pour it in over ice. It looks so delicious. And I am going to add a splash of grenadine. Stir it up a little bit. And what would a rum punch be without an umbrella? So I highly recommend the umbrella. Except now I can't drink my drink, but I'm going to try. Oh, that's fantastic. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, today we are going to make a very easy Dijon vinaigrette. I'm going to show you how to do it. It only takes 4 easy ingredients. We have a clove of garlic I'm going to press into a bowl. I'm going to add to that a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Then I'm going to add about a teaspoon of salt, some freshly ground pepper, I'm going to whisk that about, and then I'm going to drizzle very slowly about a half cup of really good quality virgin olive oil. We're going to add it in a very slow, steady stream while whisking. And what this does is it emulsifies the vinaigrette. It marries the liquids together so they won't separate. I hate bottled dressings. I just think they have a lot of sugar in it. Sometimes they have preservatives. They taste awful and stale to me. It's one of my huge pet peeves. This is so easy to do. It's so delicious. That's about it. When you're done with this, you could chop up fresh herbs that you have. You can use dry herbs, and you could throw it on your salad. Voila, that took us about 2 minutes to do. This will keep for a couple of days, and enjoy your salad dressing, your vinaigrette. Don't buy bottled stuff. They're yucky.
So thank you so much for joining us, Lauren.
Well, thank you for having me, Melissa.
You're welcome. So if you guys want to find out more about Lauren and her wonderful food, please visit us at broadappealtv.com, and thank you for watching.